Fiction writers. Okay, have you ever watched a movie and have been enjoying it because it's very suspenseful and you're very drawn into what is happening and what is going to happen, and realize that for what is happening on the screen, not a lot is happening. The suspense level is high, but what is actually happening on the screen could be just a character walking through a house or looking out a window. In many, how do they do that? How do some of the greatest stories seem to be so compelling to us when they, without having to create so much action and activity and upheaval? What are they doing that works so well? Achieve so much more with what would seem like so much less. Here is one way that this can be achieved. And what it is a state of expectancy is contagious. I'll say it again. A state of expectancy is contagious. It's part of human nature that when we're around other people, if there is someone who is anticipating something or getting ready for something or worried about something, we start to feel this the same way they do. It brings us to a heightened sense of perception. It energizes us. It gets us thinking and feeling very much the same way the other person is feeling. So whether we're actually around the people or see the people on screen or read of the people in a story, it's equal. It's just as contagious to us. So this is a great way to get your readers feeling and caring about what is going to happen, is to have one of the characters in your story thinking about, caring about what is going to happen, preparing for what is going to happen. The difference between there can be a story that can have just as much action and change and cause and effect take place as another story, but the difference in the suspense level could be about the way that story is delivered. In the story that works the best is one where one of the characters is not just thinking about the moment, but is looking ahead and is getting a sense for what could happen and what is going to happen. And if that is a big part of their outlook, that will affect the way your viewers and readers will see the film or read the book. So it's human nature. So if you have a character who is, if you are writing what they're thinking, they think, oh, what if that happens, and they react to that and they start getting ready for that. Automatically, your reader is going to identify with that character and look at the story through that character's eyes, and what they will see is that possibility. Have you ever watched a flock of birds in the sky and they look like they're being controlled by the same remote control? They're flying that much in sync. Well, us as humans, we're a little bit like that in that it is part of our hard wiring that if we experience another person who is in a state of expectancy, that affects our reality. We get plugged into that, and that affects the way we see and feel the information that we're being given. And a writer can make use of that to improve the convincing quality of the fiction they're making. So the way to make it work is go ahead and step into the shoes of that character and put yourself in the place the character is, and think of all the things that character might anticipate, and without deviating too much about what the personality of that character is like, go ahead and have the character paranoid, frightened, thinking very hypothetically about all the possibilities. Don't allow that character to know what is going to happen. And really it works best if that character guesses wrong about what could happen, but thinks of all the possibilities and is preparing. And the situation they're in, they're not just reacting to the present moment, they're reacting to what could happen. And, think of them as being, even though the reality is that they're, just standing there in the room, it's almost as if they're not on solid ground, and they need to get ready, and they need to do whatever they need to do for what will happen, not for what is happening at the moment. And a state of expectancy does not just need to be about what will happen, but what the character is anticipating they will need to do. Look at Hamlet. So much of Hamlet is a state of expectancy where he is blown away by what is going to happen, and even with him knowing that he will play a major part in that future. Also, a state of expectancy does not necessarily mean that something traumatic is going to happen in the story. If you have two characters at a campfire and one of them is not feeling safe and in a state of expectancy about what could happen that night, that doesn't mean that anything is going to happen that night. But if it will make the reader feel like what is it, the dangers of that situation are real dangers, if a state of expectancy reveals the different fears and anticipations of the characters involved in that scene. There is definitely a multitude of different types of states of expectation. On one hand, you could have a character who walks out on a train platform, sits down, and looks to their left, and you just depict them looking to their left. And that is very low-level state of expectation. The character is still preparing for something, still anticipating, and that is still contagious. You really want to fit the state of expectation to the character. Some characters are very meticulous and careful. Some characters like things very neat, and so they'll be in a state of expectation in a way that they want to have a lot of control. Others might, another character trait might be very reactionary. They might, call in sick so that they can prepare for what might happen. And, so think about how it can also convey the distinct character, the distinct personality type of that character. Thank you for watching this video. If you have a little bit of time, please check out the illustrated fiction I'm working on called Terrible Immunity. It will be posted as video episodes at the website solomation.com, solomation.com. I'd appreciate it if you took a little time to check it out. I hope your writing goes great, and with patience and perseverance, I just know that it's going to be a wonderful part of your life. And and also, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment, and have a good day.